everyone. This is the instructional video project for ME420. Our topic today is 3D printing. So here are our team members. We have Samuel Kenny, Brandon Theo, myself, and Donnie Carlos.
So 3D printing was first invented in the early 1980s, with many inventors around the world seeking a manufacturing technique to produce small, intricate, and customizable parts. There were many iterations for the 3D printer, but the first patent wasn't actually created in 1986 by a man named Chuck Hull. 3D printing technology and printer manufacturing quickly progressed in the 90s and early 2000s, such that 3D printers were available for use in many different industries. In the 2010s, prices and materials in the printing process decreased, and 3D printers became available to the everyday person. In modern times, we now see the 3D printing and the 3D printer in nearly every industry. From toys to hearing aids and even the chassis we see on some of our cars, 3D printing has a foot in every part of our lives.
There are three major steps that must be followed for all 3D printing processes. First, a CAD model of the desired part must be created. The model then must be uploaded to a slicing software program. Once it is in the program, the model is sliced into thousands of 2D layers. The 3D printer creates the final part by reading these layers. Each layer is laid down one at a time, building up the part until finally the finished product is constructed. During the printing process, the material is fed through the machine using a spool. It is then extruded through a heated tip which melts the material before laying it down. The material is laid out on a heated bed. This is done to ensure that the plastic does not cool too quickly. By keeping the material warm, it allows the layers to form a stronger bond while also preventing the material from warping.
Yeah, so the capabilities, as Samuel has mentioned, is a lot, to the point where you can pretty much print anything to the limitations of choices of materials and the environment surrounding it. The characteristics of 3D printing is that there's no waste. Everything that you use, every materials that you use goes directly to the part, no special tools. And if you get the geometries and the dimensions correct, you can build something cool like this chair, where the bottom is strong enough to hold a human being, and it is also flexible enough to act as a lounge chair, which is pretty cool. Limitations, again, your size of the machine will be the size of your end product, which comes to no surprise. And because of how 3D printers are printing the parts layer by layer, considerations of structures will be needed. And printers off market, while readily available, they can be pretty costly.
There are many types of 3D printing. The three most common are FDM, fused deposition modeling, SLA, stereolithography, and SLS, selective laser sintering. Each has a range of pros and cons. Some of the pros include quick manufacturing time, complex shapes, small part machinability, with the flip side of the cons being poor surface finish, often with printing lines showing, costly machining, or limited material, and that parts can be produced from.
Okay, so where the cost of 3D printing varies, it can be anywhere from $3 to up to $1,000. Factors that should be accounted for when determining the total cost would be the choice of material, the model complexity, and the labor. The cheapest method of 3D printing is usually fused deposition modeling printing, while the most expensive being selective sintering printing. But in essence, most of the cost is from the choice of material and the model complexity. The choice of 3D printing can be very effective as it offers many benefits, such as cost reduction in terms of having less machine and labor, which leads to overall less cost. Flexible designs, as 3D printing allows for more complex designs compared to traditional manufacturing processes, as well as, and 3D printing also offers ease of access as well as the ability to print on demand. Because of the versatility, 3D printing is used in all general applications.